Hello folks, thanks for joining me. I decided to create a separate series of videos to talk about cars in a different way. Not just reviews, not just specs and numbers, but the culture, the people, and the realities of the car industry from where I live, Iran. I don't know if we should call this a podcast or a mini podcast. Maybe it's something in between. In each episode, I'll choose one headline, one idea, and we'll use it to understand a different side of the automotive industry in this part of the world. These episodes are here to add context, to explain why our cars are the way they are, why our streets look the way they do, and why the relationship between people and cars here is very different from what you see elsewhere. Of course, the regular car reviews will continue. This series doesn't replace them, it completes them. So, let's begin. The world of cars is a strange one, peculiar, unpredictable. Ever since platforms like YouTube entered our lives, we've seen countless talented people doing what they are best at. Some build houses in a matter of days. Some design complex RC machines. Some are brilliant mechanics. Some restore cars. Some turn old vans into incredible camping vehicles. But what we often forget is this: there are still people in this world who don't want to be active on social media, or simply they don't know how to do it. People with skill, with experience, with decades of knowledge in their hands, but no camera, no channel, no audience. Today we are entering a real story, a story from the heart of Iran's automotive culture. A few years ago, an Iranian online platform, a place designed for buying and selling second-hand goods without any middleman, released a video. Officially, it was just a promotional piece. They wanted to show how people living in remote, rural parts of Iran could still find opportunity through this platform. But beneath the surface, the video reveals something much deeper, something about passion, about craftsmanship, and about the stubborn soul of this industry. For most people, it's just another video. But for me and for you, of course, if you are a true admirer of this industry, it means something else. It is the story of a man who works with cars, a man living in a very small town somewhere in central Iran in the province of Isfahan. My name is Ibrahim Rezai. I'm 48 years old. I've been working in technical jobs for 35 years. After finishing elementary school, I went to Iran National Workshop and I started working there. It was around the time of the war, about 35 or 36 years ago. When I was a kid, whenever I saw cars, I would ask myself, how does this thing move? What kind of system does it have? How is the wiring done? Where does the electricity come from that makes the lights turn on? These were the questions I always asked myself as a child. I really loved American cars because of their size and width. But the first car I ever bought was a Citroën Diane. I was extremely excited. After that, I sold the Diane and bought a Buick. I took the doors and turned them into Caesar door style. People kept telling me, you can't do it. It won't work. It's impossible. But I told them, look, I want to do this. And in the end, If the car gets ruined, it's mine. It doesn't belong to you. I will sell it as scrap if I have to. It took me about 2 months until my work was finalized. After that, I told those same people, now watch this. And honestly, it turned out beautiful, very nice, very lovable. I clearly remember the first time I saw a pecan. It was at the Shah Abbas Hotel. They had put it on display for advertising. That's where I saw it. I always wanted to modify the Pecan because compared to other cars, its body was stronger and more durable. I came up with all the designs myself. I told myself I want to create a design that when the body is closed looks fully original, but when it opens it becomes completely different from the factory version. So I took the hood and divided it into 3 sections. Then I extended the front doors by 25 centimeters, inspired by old Fiat models from before the revolution, the ones whose doors opened in reverse. After that, I designed the rear section in the style of a Caprice, where the top half of the rear wheel tucks under the body. I designed the trunk, the tray, the fenders, all of it by myself. I made them into one single piece so that when it opens, it changes completely, something unique, but when closed, it still shows its original factory look. Then I noticed I've changed so much, but the front fenders still looked empty. So I made the bumpers in the style of old Diane, just so the front wouldn't look unchanged. So there would be some modification there too. When I finished the Pecan and I saw that no one is interested, I was very upset. I was really down for 3 or 4 days. Not only had I spent a lot of money on it, but on top of that, the work wasn't getting any attention. My business had slowed down as well, and honestly, I was completely broke. One night, I dreamed that nobody was paying attention to the car, and in my dream, I started crying. I clearly remember tears were falling down my face in the dream. I kept saying, why isn't anyone noticing this car? I spent so much money, so much time. When I woke up, I told myself, crying in dreams is a sign of joy, at least according to the interpretation we have. My financial situation was terrible, and I had spent so much on that car. A few days later, my son told me, remember how we sold some spare parts on the website before? Let's put an advertisement for Pecan on the same website. So I posted the Pecan on the website again, and I never imagined something like that would happen. Exactly the same interpretation I had of the dream. It came true. The phone calls went crazy. People loved it. It was getting approved, praised, encouraged, and I started receiving all kinds of custom requests for different cars. But because things had changed suddenly, some of my long-time customers came back to me. I had no choice but to remove the advertisement so that the calls would calm down. Thank God I still have that Pecan. It's like a keepsake to me now. When someone mentions the Pecan, the first thing that comes to my mind is its innocence. It really is an innocent car. I had a Pecan that ran for an entire year on 3 cylinders. Nobody believes it. Even the guys around me didn't believe it. They would come and pull the wire off of the spark plug connected to that cylinder, and the car would still drive on 3 cylinders. It was amazing. Nowadays cars don't allow you to do anything like that anymore. Not at all. If you ask me right now, what's your biggest wish? My biggest wish is to have enough income to start working on 3 or 4 cars with the designs that I have in mind. That's all I want, to make those designs official. As you saw, this was the story of a man full of ambition and wishes. It truly amazes me how the world works. In one part of the world, a man like Mansouri is designing some of the most extraordinary cars on the planet with access to everything he needs. And in another corner, a man with almost no facilities, no equipment, no support, yet with ambition and maybe the same level of talent, maybe even more, who knows? Sometimes we simply can't fight destiny, can we? Thanks for staying with me. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please click on the like button if you like the video and share the video if you find the video worthy of sharing. See you soon.